It's the world according to Dutch. And now your host, Dutch Coleman.
Oh my goodness. Shout out to Donna down at WCCP hooking me up with the tracks that I need to get me through. Welcome back. Word according to Dutch, D Dutch Coleman, at D Dutch Coleman on Twitter. Feel free to hit me up with any questions or concerns, anything that you have about anything that I say on the show. I love to cater to what you want to know, what you want to hear. So, again, let me know what you want to hear, what you want to see, what you want to be, what you want to know. I'm your man. So let's get back. Let's get back. So we're talking about Rick Pitino and his plausible deniability. Again, this is not foreign to leadership and the issues of leadership. Whenever there's a problem, you want to protect the leader. Layers are built in by design to protect the leader. And if you know anything about organizational development, you need that. I mean, everyone needs that. I mean, if I'm building an organization today, I'm doing that. Even if you don't have evil intentions, it's a natural order of an organization. That's just the way things work. You gotta protect the head, right? So back on Rick Pitino. So Rick Pitino is alleging that he knew nothing about any of this stuff. So, and I'm of course disagreeing. I'm calling him a bold-faced liar. Now, I don't have any evidence of that, but I'm talking about what I know about college basketball and how it all works, how it all comes together. So again, Andre McGee is the guy that we're talking about. He's the guy in question. He's the patsy. He's the guy that's going to basically take the fall for Rick Pitino. Now, so he set up this sexual enterprise to help a coach who Lord knows needs all the help he can get because the guy can't win a game. Obviously, that's not true. But that's what we're expected to believe. Andre McGee's train of thought is that I need to set up this sex organization or my coach is not going to win. He hadn't recruited a great player ever. And if I don't set this up, we're going to start losing. Now, he could come in like you and I would come in and we got hired at a job. And we go, hey, what's the program? How do we recruit here? What do we do? How can I add value to that? I don't run off and set up a rogue sex organization in the dorm that was built in honor of the head coach's brother-in-law, and I'm going to bring in a sex operation. That's what I'm going to do. So I'm risking this Hall of Fame coach's career, and because for my own reason, like what am I trying to do? That's the thing that I can't get over. What is he, or who does he think he is that he's going to possibly bring down a Hall of Fame coach because he thinks that this is what's best for that guy's program? I mean, you got to have some really big kahunas to come in and do that. So obviously, I have a big problem with that. So you do that. So you have the coach again. He's setting it up. He has his different layers to protect him. Now he's kept abreast of what's going on, but he doesn't make it. And again, he does the risk management because if I come to you with a horrible plan, he's going to go, whoa, no, that doesn't. That's dumb. No, we're not doing that. Do this. Do it that way. Do it that way. I don't want to know any more details, but this is in general what I need done. Go, get out of here. None of this is on record, obviously, and it's done. Now, the other thing, Andre McGee, if you know anything about the pay scale for guys in this job, it's not very much, right? So the women in question, I can't even say in question because we know that they were there, that they did these things. The women involved were basically telling you that Andre McGee's handing them wads of cash and passing out wads of cash to the athletes to give to the dancers. So he's paying for everything. So where's this guy? Who's funding this operation? Who's funding it? He doesn't have the means to do that. And where's his return on this investment? If he's not getting paid much, but he's taking every little bit of money he had and putting it into this sex organization, where's his return? What money is he getting back? He doesn't have any stock in the dancers because he's paying the dancers. The players, the recruits that are coming on campus aren't paying him back. The parents, oh, by the way, the parents and handlers of the recruits are getting sex as well. So they're not paying. He's paying for everything. So where's his return? This is a horrible organization. So someone obviously is funding this. They're footing the bill for this. But we're expected to believe that this guy is some brilliant mastermind behind all this. And then Pitino goes into this whole thing about this whole woe is me. Again, the school self-imposes the penalties. And he goes to this woe is me. Oh, my God, these systems broken. Why are they doing this to these kids? You did this to these kids. You did it. And you have the audacity to sit in front of us and act like you don't know anything about it. I know how this works. I've known coaches that there are strict calling policies, how often you can call a coach. I've had people take my phone and call recruits so they won't be counted on their cell phone bill. I've had people do that. And I'm sitting there like, what are you doing? Hey, man, I need to call this recruit. I'm like, what are you doing? You can't do that. I know that's why I'm using your phone. I'm just sitting there laughing. Like, these guys are doing anything to get an edge. Now, the head coach doesn't know about that. I mean, you're not putting the whole program at risk over anything like that. And there's other things that I've witnessed where, and I've even asked people, the coach know you do this? Yeah, but I mean, not specifically, but they know what we're doing. We got to win. We got to get players. We got to get players. Now, I'm going to fast forward to some stuff I know. I'm going to use Clemson. We know I have my direct. I'm going to reference Clemson and Penn State a lot because a lot of my experiences have been there. But I've known coaches from other places. But a lot of my experiences where I'm going to name people, I'm going to deal with Clemson and Penn State. Clemson, Brad Brownell. I know for a fact that this guy has lost recruits over his refusal to do certain things, and I commend him for that. Now he has to pay for that in this world of corruption and world of only thing that matters is wins and losses. But I commend him as a human being. I've seen and heard directly what other schools were offering, and then the kids handlers will call Brad Brownell's people and tell them what's going on, and Brad Brownell's people will say no, simply no. We're not getting into that. No, we're not doing those things. I'm sorry, we can't compete with that. But this is what we can offer you. I saw the same things with the people on Oliver Purnell's staff. I didn't see the same thing with Rick Barnes' staff. I saw some things, but not in the detail that I saw with the other two staffs. I'm talking about the things that they have to compete against, things that I know Clemson, at least from a coaching standpoint, they weren't willing to get involved with. So Brad Brownell lets it be known to his staff that he's a certain way. Now, I've talked to people close to Brad where they'll say, yeah, man, we can't do that stuff, man. Brad won't allow that. So your assistant is saying to me, I can't do that stuff because Brad doesn't allow that stuff. Okay? So Brad has set a tone for his program of what I will and will not allow. So then your subordinates act accordingly. Now, Rick Pitino, if you set a standard and your subordinates know what Rick Pitino will or will not allow, they will fall in line with that, because the way that the Brad Brownell's people said to me, it sounded like, hey, man, if I do that stuff, Brad's going to fire me. First of all, we're going to get in trouble, and Brad's going to fire me, because that's not the way Brad operates, right? So Rick Pitino, where's his people saying, no, man, I ain't doing that stuff. Rick don't allow that. Or Coach K don't allow that stuff. Or man, Coach Williams don't allow that. Like, where is that? So this guy set up a sex organization. That's what Rick Pitino wants us to believe without his knowledge. And this guy didn't fear like Brad Brownell's guys did. Fear that, man, I ain't doing that. Brad doesn't allow that stuff. You know why? Because he allows it. That's why. Allegedly. He's complete. He's in complete agreement with what's going on, and with full knowledge, or enough knowledge to know what's going on. Otherwise, if I talk to Andre McGee, he'd be like, what, sex organ? Man, you think I'm crazy? I ain't trying to lose my job. Rick don't allow that stuff. Think, people. Think. Rick wants us to believe that he knew nothing about this stuff? Come on, man. Come on, Rick. Man. And the thing is that the nature in which he says it is so compelling, and so, oh man, I'm so angry at the AD, but he's the smartest guy I know, and I know he's handling it the right way. but I'm mad that he's doing this to our two seniors. If I could work for free, I would, just to let them go to the tournament. Really, Rick? Well, why didn't you offer that? Why didn't you offer to work for free? I'm sure you didn't. Rick, come on, Rick. I wish I could talk to Rick, and I wish the right people were having he was on I can't remember what show he was on, but they're interviewing Rick, and they're not in this world, so they don't even know the right questions to ask Rick. That's one of the other flaws of media, is sometimes you don't have the right people asking the right questions to at least make him pause for a moment and be like, hey man, this brother, this sister know what they talking about, man. I need to be on my P's and Q's. He's getting away with general BS. General BS that anybody can say, and then you walk away believing it. Like, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? I'm not even getting on to the point. If you don't know Rick, you should know. So then you're still in trouble. I'm not even going to go there, because I think you're not telling the truth about not knowing. I don't even need to go to you should know. I'm not going to you should know. I will not go to you should know, because I know you knew. Because I know the nature of this business. I know how the game is played. I know how everything works. You know. But you know what? Plausible deniability. I give you that, because you're brilliant. You're like the mob boss I always thought you were. And that's not just Rick. I'm talking about that mob mentality where they got like I said, the patsies, they got the different layers of organ, they got the captains out there working. And there's a few of them out there, the old school coaches that know how to get it done. They know how to grind, and that's why they're winning. Now he can coach too. But it ain't X's and O's, man. It's Jimmy's and Joe's, and it's who you know. It is not a game of X's and O's now. And I contend that since I've been around it and since I've been close to it, it never has been. It's the Jimmys and Joes, and it's turning more into the Jimmys and Joes and the X's and O's than it ever has been. And that's why these guys are going at these lengths to get it done. And I almost say guys and gals, because it happens in the women's game too. And I have intimate knowledge of the women's game, and it happens there too. Not as seedy, that the numbers aren't as high, but they're high numbers for you and me, but they're not as high compared to what the guys are dealing with. But it's happening there too. But again, go back if you get a chance to listen to Rick Pitino in his interviews as he's talking about, oh man, NCAA's wrong. They're punishing the wrong kids that had nothing to do with it. This is from years ago. You were there. You had something to do with it. You're right. The NCAA is broken. Their punishment policies, the protocol, everything is broken, is ruined. It needs to be scrapped, but not for guys like you. You need to pay the piper. The kids, you're right. They're innocent. They don't need to be doing this. But you, my friend, you need to pay the piper. And people like you, people that are in direct conflict, and this is all my opinion. And there are no facts to support anything what I'm saying about Rick. This is all opinion based on my knowledge of how it works. And I'm giving him props for being brilliant enough to build in the layers of protection that every organization does in America, especially any organization that has any true power. You got to do it. I'm going to take another break, but I'm going to follow up a little bit more on this, and then I'm going to jump on a couple other things. But this is, as you can tell, this is passionate. Anybody that knows me knows how I feel about student athletes and their plight and their future and the mission of schools in the NCAA and in sports and all that stuff. So I'm going to take a quick break, and I'll be back in a second.